yourself somewhere you can leave all your worries on the shelf, and whether you win or lose, you can count on me, and I can count on you.
You know this train never stops.
This train never stops.
You know this train never stops.
This train never stops.
You know this train never stops.
This train never stops.
You know this train never stops. You know this train never stops.
Folks, welcome in, you beautiful people. It is Trainwreck today. It is episode number 70, Eric Wood edition in the house. Myself, Maniac here, Herd of Buffalo, Trainwreck Sports. Make sure you're following along for all the action. We got Slick Al on my left. We got Don on my right on the ones and twos. And we actually got double trouble. We got producer Alec and producer Nick in the saddle with us, making sure it happens here. We're live at the Hilbert studio. We're coming off of what I thought was a pretty great Valentine's Day weekend. This is going to sound pathetic, but it was 35 degrees and felt very balmy in Western New York. That was nice to get. And I think we all had a very decent weekend. We had some fun at Sports City, enjoyed some good Olympic activity, and of course, there was a NBA All-Star weekend of craziness to get into, Slick.
Craziness in the NBA world. Definitely a nice Valentine's Day. The sun coming out in Buffalo makes all the difference. We were walking outside yesterday, not wanting to go inside, but of course, every day is game day at Sports City Pizza Pub, where we had the USA with back-to-back games. Kind of a weekend where, Don, we could just sit back, enjoy some USA hockey, and take it all in before the playoff games start to get underway.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful day yesterday. I wasn't even wearing a coat outside when we were doing a little filming. But yeah, going into it, I'm like, oh, this is going to be a pretty quiet weekend. There's just Olympic NBA All-Star game, not much. It's like, well, we have stuff to talk about Monday, but boys, got a lot of stuff to talk about.
A lot of stuff.
We got a lot.
We got too much, just too much, as they say in the meme. So
Too much sauce.
we'll start with the beginning of NBA All-Star Weekend and kind of work our way back.
Let's do it.
I'm just starting with the dunk contest,
Yeah.
and I got to talk about how the mighty have fallen here because this I couldn't even. I mean, besides McClung, who I just knew from like past.
Did you
ones,
see he released his own set of 4 dunks
I didn't
that
even
he
know
would
that.
have?
4.
Yeah, so he did. Yeah, 4's up. He didn't participate in the dunk contest, obviously, but he then, after the dunk contest,
he released his own version. He did a competing version.
Released his 4 dunks he would have done, and they were better than every single dunk anyone did in the entire
Competing
dunk
versions
contest.
are all the craze nowadays, for sure. But
It's almost like he doesn't want to win it anymore. And I saw someone say online the dunk contest for the NBA died in 2016, and I think they're right.
like when I think of the golden age of the dunk contest, like I'm thinking Dwight Howard in the with the
Superman,
Super game.
going up on the
our
12th.
generation. I know there's like Jordan in the 80s, and,
Yes.
and there's all kinds of other things too. But the other thing I'm thinking is like the hysteria of it all. Like all the celebrities be like,
Oh, yeah.
The tens,
the
everything like that.
lights start going on the court.
Like they did a pan over of the crowd during the dunk competition, Don. It looked like there was like a funeral going on at this venue.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be like a star-studded event. You'd see all types of celebrities there, and it'd be a big party. Not great. And then even the quality of dunks, like there's the one viral, clip of the I forget which player, but he goes, to do his first dunk, and he just does like a nonchalant.
Yeah, it's the
like,
lamest dunk
one-hand-
that you've
yeah,
ever seen.
one-handed
Vanilla.
up, and then you got the other guy trying to bounce it off the backboard and falls and might have concussed himself.
That's not good.
Did
Can't
you
have
see that one?
No,
Where
I
he's-
did not.
Yeah,
I did not
no,
see the
oh, yeah,
concussion.
Yeah,
Bad
he
fall,
wiped
bad.
out,
He's
head,
so-
nails the
Do you know
floor.
who the guy
Yeah.
assisting him was?
No.
So he had like a celebrity assist guy, to
Oh,
do the
no. With the celebrity
to do
assist?
the lob at the side of the backboard, and he went up to grab it out the side of the backboard, and when he went to throw it down, like lost his momentum backwards and almost slammed his head on the hardwood going back.
And he hit it. So he hit the backboard, and then that almost had him hit the floors.
He didn't hit the backboard. He just went for the dunk and like got stuffed
Here,
by
I
the
got
rim,
it.
but
Wait,
fell
was it-
back.
This is worth pulling up if you haven't seen it. I
Yeah,
got
yeah.
it right here.
Was the celebrity to blame at all in this situation.
No, it was actually a decent lob, I thought, like for what it was, because it's a sideline, or I'm sorry, a baseline play dunk.
Here we go. Let's.
Do you have it there?
I'm pulling it up here.
Yeah, I got it on the screen.
Oh no, Zach. Yeah,
I got you.
Zach
At least
will
it's
see it.
a quick scene it, so that way I can see it. All right, go. All right, let's see it.
At a certain point, see how the ball is angling in. And there's-
Oh, that was really bad. Okay,
Yeah.
I don't even.
They showed
He
it.
gets right back up,
They
but he
should've-
definitely slammed his head on the
Yeah.
floor.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Like that get up was more like I need to stop being embarrassed than anything. He didn't feel good. He wasn't feeling good.
For sure.
That was terrible.
It is
Yeah.
crazy.
That was brutal.
Kind of
Pretty
like
much sums it up, the dunk contest.
That
in
was
one
the
clip.
dunk
that kind
This
of
is a
sums it up.
complete
But
mess.
it's just so sad because, like you mentioned, the eras of superstars in the dunk contest, not just in the crowd. You go from MJ and Elijah to Carter and Nate Robinson, and then Levine and Aaron Gordon, and Mac McClung tried to save it, and he couldn't even do it. And now here we are with that bullshit. So
Shout out Michael in the chat. He just says Tyreek Hill with the eyes emoji. Don't worry, folks. We're going to be getting into that too in a little
we got
bit.
some. We got some
That'll
early
be
free
recapped this
agency
weekend.
action
Broke
getting
like-
out there. Obviously, I don't think there's any surprise there. But to no one's surprise, so I don't know if you guys saw it. So the NBA All-Star Game weekend, you saw all those tweets like the 200 content creators where they were saying like all the people the NBA invited basically.
Yeah.
Because it's shocking to me. Obviously, there was a lot of content creators there, but who would have thought the best content would come from the inside? Their own agent. I couldn't believe when this was happening in real time. I thought that this was like NBA Twitter scuttlebutt. But instead, we had one of the craziest things that's ever happened on a day where we had multiple crazy things happen. Kevin Durant's burner gets like someone found some. It came to the surface. Like
someone asked me about this and asked my reaction and if I was surprised. I said no. The guy's been in the exact same situation before and got exposed for tweeting back at arguing with fans on Twitter over his burner. I forget how it got revealed the first time. I think he literally forgot to like switch accounts and replied to a guy on his actual, and that's how they figured out he was a burner guy. But yeah, no, this one is just like the evidence is lighting up. Whoever is getting the KD burner DMs is the guy on the inside that they should be wondering about.
Well, the thing was, and this is the craziest thing about it, is that I was looking into it. This is a group chat of just randoms.
That's what I'm saying.
This isn't even KD's like closest confidants. This isn't like, some kind of like, meeting HQ that he can go back to. It's just strangers.
But you have to think, do they know, like they clearly know it's a player because he's saying like when I guard up against people and for example, like stuff like that. But do they know it's KD or did they just do the digging that everyone else did themselves? That I don't know. It's absolutely crazy situation. He's calling his former teammates names that I cannot repeat on this show. He's giving the inside
some bad
scoop.
words for Jabari Smith. He does not like Jabari Smith.
Giving the inside scoop about how Kawhi acts in the team group chats. I mean, it's just all so hilarious and crazy.
Yeah. And above all, says he misses Ben Simmons because at least he'd give him the
Who would have
ball,
thought?
which is probably the hottest take in there.
Yeah.
Honestly, is anyone
Missing
kind of
Ben Simmons was like plus 200, like 200 to 1.
Didn't he
More
say-
than that,
He
dude.
said something about Harden too, right?
Yeah, he did.
I'm
Oh my
trying to
God,
remember.
I want to pull it up because it's the funniest one. He was like, I miss that James, like something. He was like, you couldn't tell where he was at mentally, but like at least he was funny or something. Go look up the Harden one.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up. They're calling these the KD files too, by the way.
Yeah, that's
And it's
ridiculous.
even funnier too. While this is going on, they had like the celebrity all-star game, and Shams is playing, and he's on his phone on the sideline.
Yeah.
KD tweets like, "Get off your phone! What are you doing?"
Literally 2 days before,
And then,
right?
yeah, 2 days before, and then we get last night where like he's being introduced to like two people, and he has his phone out watching all of this go down. Everyone find his burner. A lot of people were saying like, oh, like look at his face, like he knows it's over. It's like, I think really when it comes down to it, I don't think he cares at all. Like
No, he
that
doesn't.
people found out it was him. I think he's just like, yeah, whatever.
I think it is a different level when you're constantly getting like everything you put under a microscope. Like you said, Don, like you just don't care anymore. I mean, how many times do you have to get watched, surveilled, or analyzed to just be like, who cares? What you're going to say about me is what you're going to say about me.
I mean, the way he was talking in that group chat
Unbelievable.
sounds like I don't give a shit what anyone sees that I say right here because this is how I feel, and someone's going to reach out to it.
The entire behavior in there was completely out of pocket. By the way, speaking of out of pocket, USA women's hockey very much in pocket right now. 5-0 lead over Sweden as we continue to monitor that, Don.
Yeah, did you I found the Harden message.
No. Okay, so what did he say?
He says, I miss James, man. That's a good.
Yeah.
And then he says, slightly delusional, but I understand it.
That's why it's the best, because he goes, but I understand him.
I feel like people say that about me.
Because, like, in reality, what's the delusional part? The fact that he's out in the strip club with Lil Baby, like, smoking blunts? Or is it just, like, he's a strange guy? Yeah. Either way, the fact that he's like, I understand him is just hilarious coming from Kevin Durant.
And I don't know who he's referring to in this, but someone says, pull the numbers for all those guards. I bet it's similar all around. I think he's talking about Harden. And then he says, that pick just proved it, though. That's the whole point. I wouldn't say Kai was competing with me, but that light skin and that triple-double cocaine bear was.
Yeah,
I think he's talking about Harden.
No, he's saying Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook is the triple-double cocaine bear.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Because he's just doing everything he can to get it at all costs.
Oh, my God, that's so funny.
Unbelievable.
So who's Kai in that situation?
He's
hilarious.
The shit that Katie is saying is unbelievable.
He's ridiculously funny. And it's even funnier, like, how he perceives himself to the media as such, like, a quiet guy, and then all this, like, gibberish is going on in his DMs.
Yeah.
On a burner on Twitter.
No, he acts like he's reserved, right? For sure.
And, like, keeps it on the low, doesn't talk to many people, and it's like, dude, you're in a group chat full of fans.
He had a tweet from, like, over a decade ago, I want to say, where the person was like, why don't you just like calm down? And he's like, no, when I log on, it's like 100 until I log off.
I'm pretty sure that's PFT's pinned tweet.
That's the original one. Yeah. Like it's just crazy. But speaking of craziness, so again, we got US leading Sweden 5-0 as we move on from NBA, also being craziest thing from there. So outside of the game, we had LeBron with his own press conference. Some weird answers there that are getting a lot of attention. We don't have to get into that much, but nothing really came of this press conference, right?
No, a lot of people were saying lay announcement, but it didn't seem that there was one at play. I never thought that there was one that could be. The trade deadline's passed. He's obviously still signed with the Lakers. To me, this just felt like another way to make it all about himself and his media availability. Don?
Yeah. Honestly, I only saw like one clip of it and was pretty much relying on the internet to kind of sum this up for me. But there wasn't even much to take away other than apparently a weird comment about Israel or something.
Yeah, like a political comment, like again, just political stance, whatever you want to say from LeBron. The weirdest thing from a potential GOAT that happened this weekend. I mean, I don't know. I can't believe this is actually a topic and something that happened. You thought it was AI, Don.
I was hoping
Michael Jordan's team wins the Daytona 500, an upset victory there, and all the storylines and all the focus. Him, like, basically, like, I don't even know what you would call it, fondling, like, a little kid's butt, like, 5 to 7 times, like, real quick. Like
pinching the kid's ass.
Yeah, like, you know, like, again, something that probably was done in, like, a basketball locker room as, like, a joke, I would assume. Like, maybe, like, I'm trying to think of, like, that behavior has ever happened. Obviously, like, I mean, I don't know. Like, you know, like, it had me questioning everything I knew, like, when I saw this clip.
This is a very concerning and questionable video. I don't even want to say like MJ knows his team obviously and the families, and I hope that's all it is. But it definitely is a concerning video to watch.
Yeah, I'm caught because I don't know. Maybe there's a personal relationship there where it's not like directly related.
Maybe something we don't know,
like best friend's kid, like something. Maybe I'm hoping. I need silence to be broken, though. I need an answer because, like, you know, we make fun of LeBron a lot, but we grew up with MJ. I grew up with MJ. That's like was my dude. You know, I got the jersey with the script from like his rookie year, and man, I just can't have another hero falling to this. Between this and all the Epstein news, it's just terrible timing.
Yeah.
Terrible timing.
Yeah,
for
not
this
a
to
great
happen.
timing for that. And I mean, again, even if like there is a problem there, like to not know that probably wasn't an okay look at that point was a little bonkers.
I feel like everyone in the sports world, we talked about it before the show, like no big network wants to.
Yeah,
even
nobody wants to touch
this.
that. Yeah, like it's insane.
I feel like everyone is just being like, please, like let this be nothing. I need to have the kids'
the sooner
parents
this
come
goes
out
away,
and
the
say,
better. Is what all the big dollars are saying.
I don't need to hear anything from MJ. I need the kids' parents to come out though and say something and be like, guys, chill. Like we're best friends. He was there when my kid was born. Like this.
You would like to think that, right? With how invested MJ has been in his NASCAR team and the people that are on there, but who knows? Well, it's just not a good look.
Like I said, bad timing. It's just right now everyone is really,
It's one of those things, like what I would say is that it's like saying bomb on an airplane. Regardless of how it came to be, it's a terrible look.
Yeah.
Right. Like so we'll see more. I'm sure some kind of statement will be made in that situation if it hasn't already been made.
Yeah.
But just a very bizarre clip. Speaking of no forgiveness, speaking of rounding out the rest of the Olympic action, the cheater gets no forgiveness. This guy won bronze again. Did you see this?
Yeah.
So we won bronze again. We covered this Friday a little bit.
Yeah, I think it was just before you came in.
So I'm just making sure. So he didn't get any forgiveness. That's the follow up there.
Yeah, because the girlfriend released a statement.
The speed run with the skis. We were all looking at this in Sports City on Sunday. The guy falls. And then he essentially does a flip backwards, lands backwards, and goes across the finish line just before the other racer. It was insane.
Yeah, I think the other guy was going to get disqualified.
He did
anyway,
get disqualified,
because he went out of the gate. But still crazy finish there. I mean, a lot of crazy stuff happened. I was watching the women's. What's the race when they go around the gates in skiing? Is it just skiing?
Slalom skiing, I believe. Yeah. Downhill or slalom.
Yeah, that had a wild finish. I think the Italian one, she was like 35 or 36, like one of the oldest ever to win. So that was exciting.
Another Italian.
And you brought up cheating, the curling world.
Talk to me. I mean,
with scandal from the Canadian men and women's team.
I thought it was already crazy, and then the women are caught doing the exact same thing.
What is it? The double touch on the stones?
So they release, and then the guy did a full on poke. The girl kind of just swiped down on it.
It's like an extra little guide.
I have no idea. Maybe she did a push when she made contact, but it looked like she just lowered her hand down and touched it as she brought it back in, but it's still an illegal touch once you release it.
I think you're allowed to double touch, but it has to be the handle. I think that's what it is. Is the handle you have to spin.
Once you release the handle, you can't touch the rock.
If you push it by the rock part to get it to go straight, I think. So I think they release and then they go boop.
Well, it gives it a little oomph because once you release the handle, there's nothing there momentum-wise, and then they give it a little boop.
Yeah, a little extra push to get there, go in the direction you want. And then this is a scandal on top of a scandal because apparently you're not allowed to film from the side at these Olympic gatherings. Did you see that? But then Canada brought or the Sweden side brought to light the angle from the crowd where someone very clearly was filming.
Yeah, so apparently the judges or the referees, whatever, don't use a camera from that angle. And the Swedes had been accusing them of this for years. This is not new.
Oh wow, there's lore here.
Yeah, so they're getting accused of this. So they brought their own camera crew to film this. Pretty much even if they weren't going to win or get any instant,
at least they'd have that verification.
And pretty much embarrass them on a world stage too.
Yeah,
which they completely succeeded in.
That's interesting though, because they did have a side cam replay to show the audience at home at least.
Yes, they did.
Yeah. So
speaking of getting embarrassed on a national scale, that was kind of how the weekend started, I believe, Don, with our guy. I know we're gonna get into the hot and out of it.
Oh yeah,
The god of the quad.
Yeah. Yes.
This guy was literally my hot to begin last week. He could do no wrong. He had rescued them from like disaster. He was going to be, they were talking like 2032 Olympics. Like how's this career going to pan out?
Every gold medal in every competition he'd been in since 2023 up until this point.
Yeah, and I mean terrible too, because he helped us win the team one. This was the individual one, where he doesn't have to share the medal with the whole team. He could just take it home. Huge lead by everything that I read online. It had a huge lead. I think he was like minus 8,000 to win.
No,
like,
I would be sick.
Yeah,
I would be
that's
sick.
disgusting.
And then
falls.
has a terrible showing.
Can you imagine seeing those lines?
And then falls
And then,
again.
yeah. And then ends
dude.
up, dropping from 1st to 8th. And you really got to blow it for that to happen. But you did see a lot of the skating community, particularly Americans and professional athletes, kind of rally around the guy and being like, hey, stuff happens. It's going to be okay.
It's the world stage.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure.
That's kind of how Buffalo was after the Norwood thing. People always ask, like, oh, did they hate him? And I'm like, actually, the opposite. Everyone, it's like when someone like really blows it like that, it's kind of
What are you gonna? You're gonna make them feel worse? Like it wasn't like the guy didn't feel bad. He literally did his press conference. He's like, I got completely in my head and I couldn't think of anything but like dark moments. Like it's like wow.
Yeah,
that's terrible. That sounds like he's speaking.
And we've all had that happen in sports or in life or whatever, where it's
it becomes a lot clearer when you get out of it. Speaking of getting in your own head, though, getting in someone's head. Kachuk to Draisaitl yesterday. This is a great chirp. This is an all-time chirp clip, I would say.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Always the bridesmaid, Leon, never the bride. And although it was Brady Kachuk, I guess, doing the chirping.
Yeah, but then
Brady
Matthew's
Kachuk never really won anything. Like it would have been better if it was Matthew. Clearly,
No, I think it was Matt.
No, it was
it was Brady.
No, it was Matthew
Brady
that
was
said it,
standing
but
behind him laughing.
Yeah, Brady was. Matthew was in between Brady
that makes
and Draisaitl.
I just misread that.
Yeah, that's it just completely bodied, especially like it'd be one thing if he was just saying it because he lost the cups twice in a row, but you're looking at the guy who beat you guys
the guy
twice
who beat
in a row.
is insane.
And I think there's even an extra layer to it because it's like, well, at least McDavid's like on Team Canada. Like they've won the Four Nations. They have a shot at gold. Like you're playing for Germany getting blown out. Like
that's how I took it.
There's no trophies coming for you, Leon, is pretty much what he was saying.
Nothing coming for Leon, that's for certain. That just about wraps up the Olympic talk again. We got the USA underway in the third period, still holding Sweden without a goal. I was held without a win this weekend. Batia, Akshay, 5 strokes up, not enough to get it done, unfortunately. But Morikawa wins for the first time in almost 900 days. I didn't realize it had been so long since he had won on the PGA Tour. This is a guy who, if you look at the PGA odds, he's like top 6 every time.
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy. I didn't realize he hadn't won in so long.
It was nuts too because we were at Sports City. You left after the first period of the hockey
you
game.
had kind of a crazier run.
You're kind of crazy.
So and we were watching, and I think what do you say? Like Scotty was like 600 or
6,300 yesterday morning.
Yeah, which is wild. And then he gets 3 eagles.
Yeah,
and
first time ever.
He was tied with the leader. You kind of had a sense someone was going to be able to get one birdie in and pull away. But still, like, impressive climbing back the way he did.
Insane climb back. That one eagle that we saw live when it happened. Morikawa just wouldn't go away once he got up there. And then, yes, I live bet Minwoo Lee while he was
18-1.
Minus 19, 18-1 while tied for second with, I forget who, rallies all the way. He's leading. And then
the key thing is that they didn't think he was going to go birdie, which, because 17 is so difficult.
Right.
So he goes birdie on the way in.
Ties
and that
up.
Gets him to 21. He was in his own. He was in his own by the clubhouse.
21, yep. And then Morikawa goes up one, correct?
Yep.
And then falls back down.
Yep.
Now I'm praying playoff or bogey, and obviously birdies.
Then you guys were watching when he was on the 18th hole, or were you driving?
I was on the way home, yeah.
So
I couldn't get the stream up.
So, dude,
bullshit.
The wind was so crazy that the guy ahead of Morikawa couldn't put his ball on the green. It kept rolling.
Oh my goodness.
Morikawa had to wait 19 minutes to hit his second shot.
That's why I was I felt like I was refreshing the score for an hour.
So think about how, like, stiff you could get during that time, like, especially at the end of your round, at the end of a weekend, literally 71 and a half holes in the books.
And he's
you
still
got to
burning.
stand there for 20 minutes. Yeah, and he had a great shot onto the green, or just off the green, and then he chipped right up next to the hole for an easy birdie for sure. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Morikawa can make a major push, but we'll see from there.
Did you guys catch our guy Creek? He loves betting this. You catch any of the Daytona?
I did not.
Dude, that ending was crazy.
Yeah, that's why. So I left Sports City, and I'm like, wait, he's gone. Screw it. I'm gonna go to another establishment for one more. And they had the Daytona 500 up. One guy was sweating because he had bet Bush, and he was like in fifth. He ended up not finishing in the top 10. But yeah, I think in the last 2 laps there was 2 separate crashes. One of them happened.
There was, yeah,
like in the last stretch of the last
like
lap.
the last quarter mile down there.
And like if you watch the last couple laps, the way those cars are like so tight and moving, I don't know. I've never been a NASCAR guy, but I was watching it being like, I might have to get into this. This is crazy.
The Daytona 500 is definitely a spectacle because it's just one lap, one circle, such tight tracks, and it's electric. Like the finish always comes down.
Wait, one lap, one circle. Isn't that all of NASCAR?
No, don't they have like different tracks and such?
No, they're all a circle. Like a you're only turning left.
Oh,
you're thinking of like F1 and other shit.
No, I'm not.
Every NASCAR race,
F1.
am I crazy, Don, is a lap.
Yeah, I think it's the distances that change.
Yeah, this is the change.
But yeah, that was sweet. That was sweet. And also the guy I was sitting next to is kind of an expert in it, and he was telling me he's going for Bush because he's kind of got the same story as Dale Earnhardt, where he's like won every other race, except for the Daytona 500, and he had placed it on him. So I'm like, next year, I think I'm gonna go with that guy. I think it sounds pretty sharp to me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Been in the game.
Nothing better than Bush.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I could think of a few things. That's just me though.
For real. Speaking of for real, Tyreek Hill is for real a free agent. Dolphins are making it known their intent to release the 8-time Pro Bowler. I'm kind of over him. Dislocated knee and torn ACL. I mean, he was already like losing a little bit of the speed at the end there. Am I crazy?
Yeah, I think if you're looking for receivers, there's better options than kind of, to make an analogy, it's like this is kind of like, yeah, you might be able to get it for cheap, but do you want a car with 250,000 miles on it?
Very fair, yeah.
He's just got a lot of mileage. He's not the guy he once was, and I don't know. We all saw that injury. Like, who knows how well you can come back from that? I mean,
also, are we just
like
not going to talk about the fact that he's a complete dirtbag too, like off the field?
100%.
So yeah, don't want that guy even near my precious quarterback.
Yeah, I agree entirely. Speaking of agree entirely, the Bandits are back to their winning ways after 4 consecutive L's. Very rare. Back in the win column. Gutted one out in Halifax. Things were a little tight there at the end, but our guy Dane Smith pulls it out. Shorthanded goal, kind of rare for him.
Daddy Dane comes through in the clutch. Was tight, but yeah, that's that dad power, as you would say.
Yeah. What up? We got Swish Hoops 6171. I wait all day for these live streams.
Let's go, Swish Hoops.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Should I show him my jump shot?
Comedian Mo Brown, thanks for tuning in too. Shout out, you guys. Yeah.
Did you guys see, speaking of Bills, before we obviously got to get the good Bandits news in, Bandito's Bills report card. Did you see this report that their training staff stinks and the traveling stinks? There's a little worrisome.
I mean,
everyone's worst fear is where,
when you see guys going down like dominoes in training camp, it kind of checks out. Maybe
practice.
Yeah.
Well, that's
still in the game, and at the end of the season when maybe lingering injuries are still around prior to the playoffs.
And this is tied into with like coaching and how they handle it.
Agreed.
So maybe, I had heard people say, why is it that every year we get to the playoffs and we're just like a shell of who we are week one? And, the consensus is like, come on. I mean, everyone gets injuries. Like it's there's nothing there. This is a conspiracy theory, but maybe not. Maybe not.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it might be a little bit more than tinfoil there for sure. Was crazy to see it in the report though, for sure. So players are disgruntled, things are happening, but it's look into that more, figure out a little bit more on that side of things. But speaking of putting up a fight, St. Mary's. Who do they go
St.
against?
Francis.
St. Francis?
Yeah.
Is this a heated rivalry? You boys tell me. You would know more than me.
I think it kind of is. I'm not sure the exact extent and depth of the rivalry, but I mean, they are two Catholic private school in the area. So smaller as well, obviously not as big as your Joes and your Canisius. I don't know how far it goes back, if there is extent to it at all, Don. I know when I played high school hockey, I hated the Franny's guys. So I don't know if that's still around, if there's still some lingering of what I experienced. But allegedly, this goalie for St. Francis suspended for fighting the game prior and is now the one in the stands who is punched by this, what appears to be father of a St. Mary's player, right?
Yeah, after they score a goal, I think, too. Like St.
After
Mary's
Franny's scored or Mary's?
St. Mary's scored a goal.
Okay.
And I'm wondering if there was not wondering. I know there were some things said in the stands. I don't know. I feel like all the Catholic schools have a rivalry. Yeah. Is it as much as like the Joe's Canisius rivalry or like any of those, or like West Seneca East versus West Seneca West? Like, I don't really know Ken East, Ken West, if it's like that type of thing, but gonna have to keep out for it. I do know St. Mary's, I think when I played Fed, I don't think they played in the Fed League.
Yeah, it was same when I was in Fed. I feel like if anything, Franny's was more tied enemy-wise to Bishop Timon.
Yeah,
if anything.
So wow, Bishop Timon.
Franny's, I never had anything against him, but it's because we played their Fed team, which stunk. Like
the Fed team stank. When I played JV, they were decent, but they were assholes.
Yeah, all their good players played. I do remember shit talking. There was like a feeling like, oh, we have this prep team, and we're all in that, kind of organization, even if we're not on the team. And I was just like even though they kind of sucked.
Yeah, right.
I was like, what are you chirping about? You don't play for that. You're not on the prep team, so like, who cares? But yeah, I mean, you never want to see a grown man with kids, punching a teenager.
Not only do I not want to see that, am I crazy, or did he lead it off with a spear?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. This
had the high ground too. It was a tough situation.
That's the thing. Like, this isn't even a fight. Like, he kind of just went to tackle him, but you can't tackle when the guy's above you.
Yeah,
and fell. Maybe there was a punch in the scrum there, but yeah, absolutely unacceptable behavior from a parent. But not surprising behavior from Western New York hockey parents, unfortunately, as we've discussed since this video was released.
You set off a bomb in the chat of like,
I do not,
stories,
I do
the
not,
memories, the vibes.
Yeah, I am not sorry for it.
The one thing I'll say,
let us know your favorite high school hockey parent crazy story if you have one.
My brother plays club hockey at Ohio State. My little sister plays at Cornell.
Stud.
Soccer.
Bang.
The one thing I'll say, so I've seen a lot of youth sports, is my point, and recently.
Yes.
Hockey parents and the vibe and the culture in the stands is a completely different breed than any other sport. That's what I would say.
Especially like Buffalo, we're on the Canadian border. Like we get the crossover of the people that literally grow up in a pair of skates.
Yeah.
That their parents have NHL aspirations before they can say their first word.
Well, I'll say I remember playing in Canada, and like their parents will always. I remember our parents talking about how crazy they were, and way more annoying though. Like they bring out like shakers and cowbells and like
that's
shit
brutal.
like that.
Oh, the clappers and shit.
Just be annoying, or so. If you want to be loud, then be loud. But if you're just gonna bring like things to be annoying with, like that's crazy.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and not just like. Parents are brutal. I mean, Western New York hockey, super political, always been.
Yeah.
That's the one.
The greatest politicking is crazy.
The greatest criticism is we would probably have a lot more guys on a national stage. And we have a pretty good representation, but we'd probably have a lot more if we let things work itself out as to who gets on what team and who's like, let the talent speak for itself. That was one of and I know this happens everywhere, every sport, but
Yes.
but it's crazy. It's crazy.
I mean, I'm sure you experienced it growing up. I did in the Western New York.
I'm lucky. My parents were not like crazy, not chill. They were exactly that. Let your talent talk to, speak for yourself. And even by like high school, we weren't even going to my games.
Oh my goodness!
I've seen my parents get crazy. They could not have been more neutral at
my parents, as you guys know, for the people watching at home, are Australian. So for them to get thrusted into the world of youth hockey in Western New York was a complete culture shock for them.
I mean, yeah, they wanted me to be like good and great, but I mean, being a kid going to tournaments, my dad was more piped to hit the bar with all the other parents afterwards than really the game.
There's the parents that were wild in the stands,
we don't take this
and
too
the ones
seriously.
that would watch from the window from the bar above the rink that didn't really care that much and were just there to have one with the boys.
Yeah, at what now the Northtown Center used to be the Pepsi Center. What is that, feature rink?
The bar up top was crazy.
That's where the dads would. They'd look at the other crazy parents and be like, sip, sicko.
They kind of have that at Holiday too. Leisure and Hockey Outlet. They have one on the ice floor. That's where the chill parents know to retreat to when things get.
One last thing about the fight, I did think it was interesting that like some of the kids' teammates were like pulling him back and getting him out of there, because I feel like if it was the parent was really. Like it could have escalated. Like more people could have joined this.
I would say that's probably appropriate action by them.
No, it is.
Which is surprising. I think that's the more surprising thing.
It is. So I'm wondering if like we don't see the lead up. Obviously, that's how videos like this work. If his teammates,
if he was out of pocket a little bit,
if his teammates were side eyeing, being like, "Dude, like chill, like please," and like we're like ready for this,
and
to
then he
happen.
gets speared.
I mean, like
spear.
They're sorry.
I'm sorry.
My God, he cut him in half.
I'm sorry. I mean, but it was so hard. But yeah, I mean, everyone okay. You got these little kids on the media video, like giving like their voiceover, like
it looked like a rhino spear, like where it just goes straight down.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, there was some comments alleging that this young man had a lot to say, but
I'm sure. Listen, with all due respect to all the hockey culture, you don't get a dad going up to attack a kid up.
Yeah,
which is a whole add-on.
And if this is who we're talking about, the goalie or the parent, hit us up.
Yeah,
we'll bring you on the show. We'll bring you on the show to give us your side. Yeah,
call the crash out line. Come into the studio. We'll settle all this right here on Trainwreck today.
Real quick, Dane Smith on his game-winning goal. We have an exclusive here.
Is that right?
Trainwreck today. Yes. I go, what percentage of that game-winning goal was dad's strength? He goes, all of it is probably the only thing that makes sense.
Wow.
There you go. So shout out the child giving Dane that game-winning goal.
Is real.
Dad strength. Real quick, speaking of strength, we had a relatively strong start with our horses in the NCAA pool that we created as we march our way forward. But Don, your Kansas couldn't get it done.
Blown out.
Yeah,
that was tough.
We were checking the scores real quick because I saw you Saturday, right? It was Saturday. Helped with a little business at the crib, and you're like, well, if it's this low score and they have a chance to cover, I'm like, I like it. It was 5.5, went up to 6.5. Kind of had me, feeling hot in the collar a little bit. Ends at half. Down 11. I'm like, they can still cover. It was my lock of the day. I got to ride with my boys, and doors blown off. Second half. But you guys each got a W, right?
We got a W. It was looking a little flaky for me in Gonzaga early, but then they end up winning by double digits. And Slick, your Houston is going to be a team to be handled for sure.
Yeah, for sure. They got a big one tonight as well.
Big one.
They're at Iowa State.
Time to avenge Don's loss.
Yeah. I think so. Houston, obviously, they've won. I don't even know the past how many. They're on a really good streak. Iowa State lost recently to Kansas State. I'm forgetting.
Yeah, they've been struggling a little bit.
They have a loss in their last 2 matchups.
They lost to TCU.
Yep, TCU. I knew it was a purple team. There you go. And 2.5-point favorites at home with Houston coming in. That's my lunchtime lock tonight, folks. I'm riding my horse all the way to the cash window. Houston plus 2.5. As Creek Degenerate would say, lock it in!
And your Houston this Saturday will be hosting Arizona. So they're playing
that's
a 5.
huge.
And then they're playing the 1.
What a stretch.
Then
for
on
all our
Saturday
teams.
as well, Michigan will be playing against Duke. On Saturday, the 1 and the 3 are playing, and the 2 and the 4 are playing. You literally have a potential Final Four preview this Saturday. So it's a great weekend of college ball. A great weekend was ruined for many when they saw that Logan Paul sold a Pokemon card for nearly $20 million. Like, I got to be honest. Logan Paul might be allegedly, according to other people, allegedly a scammer.
I'm
saying allegedly.
That's been being alleged for some time.
Yeah.
I knew this was coming about. I'm surprised the scammer stuff is coming out now because I'm pretty sure this is run somewhat like an auction.
It was, and then there's a thing where registering for it and getting more cards and referral system.
So
and there's all this stuff.
It's
So,
like
it's
a buy to win thing.
Rip it. I don't even know that. I guess that's the new thing.
I mean, like he's just capitalizing on every single possible way to make money in like what looks like one avenue. He turns it into like 8.
Yes.
Whether it's ethically moral or not, I probably wouldn't say so, but you know, $20 million for a Pokemon card is crazy. I know the card is crazy. This is the one that he wore like iced out on a chain when he came out at his first WrestleMania, right?
On the chain. He put it on the new guy who bought it for $20 million.
He put it on the guy?
Put it on the guy.
So like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't have that money. I wouldn't pay for that shit. But like, if that's what that guy wants, that's a pretty cool experience. And he's got a holy grail of the trading card world now at his fingertips.
Yes.
Yeah, so was this like a rug pull situation?
This one. So what happened was, I sent the link in our side chat, but let me just pull it up because I know there's a little.
Just because I saw people are like,
okay. So he originally bought the card for $5.2 million. He sold 51% of the card, which I guess is the thing you can do while you still own it, or it's like being held by someone.
Okay.
For $2.5 million. The thing says he abandoned the marketplace, which I think is basically he left for 2 years. Now he said the same thing in his tweet. He said that he left, like he wasn't involved with the company for 2 years. It's like it's all very sketchy. The fact that you have to explain all this just shows that there's some issue. But hold on, I'm there. Okay. Logan says I had originally offered to sell 51% of the card. It's all hearsay and just BS. But yes, there's nonsense. There's nonsense going on. He sold it to a market.
It was a pump and dump,
market,
pretty much.
Like when it was valued as $5 million, and now it came back valued as $19 million. Like what like do the math, right? Like there's some nonsense in the middle.
All right.
But yeah, so nothing surprising there. And then we roll back. So I missed this on the original Olympic run through. The Olympic Village restocking with condoms. I don't know if this is as crazy as it's made out to be, but 10,000 condoms is a lot of condoms.
10,000 is a lot. I don't know how many athletes we got there. It's also, maybe I feel like it works out this way every Winter Olympics just because where it's placed in February, but you also have Valentine's Day
People are really
weekends.
trying to be like horny about it though. They're like, imagine like you're at your peak physical condition. You've done nothing but like train and you're ready to like explode with like physical like effort and like everything.
Okay.
Like, oh, okay.
Well, that goes with my theory where I gotta say it.
Yep.
We're burning through that many. How many of these are because things are a little premature?
Yeah.
Are people fucking a
Happens
lot?
to the best of us,
Are they fucking a lot, or is it a normal amount of
Adrenaline's
fucking?
high.
But we're burning through them faster.
Adrenaline's high.
Some would say that's a compliment.
Yeah, totally
Adrenaline's
is.
high.
That's what I
Testosterone's
say.
high. I'll tell you what.
That's what I always say.
Yeah, that's what I always say.
I'll tell you what. That's 10,000 more condoms than I used on Valentine's Day. So
Yeah. But they just restocked. So they restocked. So that's awesome. Very excited about that. And then putting a wrap on it.
Make sure you're being safe.
Speaking of which, putting a wrap on it.
Oh my
Puka and
God.
Charlotte Flair. What do we got
wrap it
here?
up. Don, if you could pull up this tweet on the stream. Basically, folks, this is the definition. Puka's probably got a bit bit better of a chance. He goes from Sydney Sweeney. This is his next resort, I guess. But shooting your shot on Twitter sometimes. If you're good at sports, in this case, wrestling as well, you have this. The result is shoot your shot. You might just cash it within merely days, it seems. In the Instagram comments one day, in the back of a golf cart was Charlotte Flair the next. Puka Nakua, well done.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Good for, and love is in the air. Love is in the air.
I love that there was no disguise to this. His comment is the purple or the red are the best outfits. She probably just like posted a bunch of outfits. So he's like, yeah, I like how you look.
For sure.
Next thing you know, they're hanging out.
This NFL WWE crossover with the females and guy athletes. You know, you got Cooper DeJean, Nikki Bella, Puka Nakua, Charlotte Flair. Now, what are we going to get next?
Puka Nakua just had a week, he's had a February so far. He's just drunk tweeting during like the Super Bowl.
Hammered in the street.
Then a couple days later, he's hanging out with the Queen 16 times.
Oh, hell.
Oh, hell.
The Queen.
Sure.
Having a great offseason so far. Good for him.
Good for him, man.
A lot of power there. Speaking of which, it is time, folks, for the Power of Four, sponsored by William Mattar Law Offices. On this edition of the Power of Four, brought to us by William Mattar Law Offices, we're going to look at the 4 people who had the worst weekends. Because we just wrapped up, there were some pretty terrible ones out there. I will start it off before you guys get to your candidates. We've talked about some bad ones so far, but it seemed like it was a pretty bad situation for Aiden Ross. I posted that clip. He had to get off of his streaming service. Like, let's face it, Aiden Ross off his streaming service is like SpongeBob being in like Sandy's like bubble when there's no water. Like that's an absolute issue for him. So we'll see. But it seems like he didn't have a very good weekend, in my opinion. Slick?
Yeah, another guy that didn't have a great weekend, probably handled it a little differently, but we mentioned earlier in the show, Kevin Durant. KD, the burner is exposed, similar cover photo, similar date joined from the cover photo on his real profile, some not nice things said about former and current teammates in group chats on Twitter, a lot of evidence piling up against him on a not so great all-star weekend for him. He was getting cooked on the court and off the court. Not a great weekend for Kevin Durant. That's for my Power 4. Don, who had a bad weekend?
Well, I told you before the show I was going to go with Quad God, but I've since figured it out. There is someone that had a worse weekend than him, and I don't want to pile on my guy, so I'm going to support him. Shockingly, Adam Silver with the worst weekend. Why? Yeah. Because the commissioner of a professional league hinted at, you know what? Know how to solve this tanking thing? We're not going to readjust the lottery. We're just going to let guys be free agents and go wherever they want. We'll do away with the draft.
Let's do it.
Let's just have the Lakers and Celtics and play in the championship. We'll have a 2-league team, or 2-team league.
Fuck the draft.
Yeah. So, and he's getting torched from it. It's not one person has been like, yeah, that sounds reasonable. I mean, and there's even reports that his job might even be at risk just for hinting that.
Wow.
So we'll see.
The silver snakes are out. The silver snakes are out.
No way.
Yeah, and that caps off a weekend where the NBA, hey, if all press is good press, maybe he feels that way, but not a good press weekend for them between KD, LeBron, the All-Star game, Michael Jordan, him making his comments.
You know what, though? The NBA might have needed this.
Yeah.
This might have been like...
They might need a reset. So.
For our 4th, people are saying MJ. Someone in the comments said Andrade, Charlotte, looking like she booed up on Valentine's Day weekend.
Very valid point there.
A number of people may have had a very tough Valentine's Day weekend on that Power of 4. Not having a great weekend, folks, on there. With that said, as we roll along here, it is time. You know what? We were talking about it earlier in the show. Things are up over freezing. We might be getting rid of this snow. We might be getting rid of this tundra that's developed around us. So let's get into it. Let's cook with some Who's Hot and Who's Not, sponsored by our great friends over at Salino Plumbing, HVAC, and Electric.
All
right. So we got the Who Hot and Who Not. I have to, listen, I got to bend the knee right now, boys. And I'm not talking about Night of the Seven Kingdoms streaming on HBO Max. I am talking about Norway. gold medals, double digit. They're crushing it.
Yeah.
U.S. still has some room to come back. There's still some medals to be had out there for sure. And obviously women's and men's hockey are of utmost importance to our continent for sure. But Norway obviously crushing it. So they are very hot right now. And they're hot in more ways than one, Slick, if you know what I'm putting down for certain. Not, though, college student sections. I don't know if you saw St. Bonaventure over the weekend. Dayton.
Oh, no, I didn't
all
see
these
this.
ones. All these schools, it's looking like it's a ghost town. People are saying, oh, like, midterms are coming up. No excuses there. College student sections are the lifeblood of college sports. We need to reinvigorate them.
What's going on with college kids? The drinking rate is down amongst Gen Z. We're not going to our sports games to study for midterms. What the hell has gotten into you kids?
Yeah.
I mean, shit.
Everyone's sad.
Yeah, what
Crack a beer. Go cheer on your
Crack a beer and make yourself happy.
Yeah, crack a beer. Go to the game. Cheer on your
Look on the
fellow
bright side.
students. Yeah,
you might meet the love of your life.
Yeah,
That's
take
my
a
hotter.
chance.
It's my hot or not, though.
My hot is that arguably some people are saying the new face of the NBA, Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards. He was doing all of that last night at the All-Star game. The Young Guns made the vets on Team Stripes, I believe it was, look pretty silly. And
see the
Ant-Man
game's
was
jersey
leading
after
the
the
way.
game?
Did not see this. Who was it?
Titty boy.
No.
Yeah.
He ain't even, is it? Oh, he is from Atlanta.
Yeah,
That's
they
crazy.
did a picture of everything.
Yeah,
I was waiting for him to
dude.
take his Balenciaga jacket off and do a swap. I
Did
was
you
like,
see
Seriously.
the one reporter asked that question where it's like, what do you think about being named like the hottest man in the NBA? And he's like, oh, like hot, like I'm playing well. He's like, no, you're very handsome.
Yeah, what did he say?
He was just like kind of bashful. Was like, oh, okay, like, but like he kind of gave a look for a second, like another grown man calling me handsome.
you see he was rocking the earring last night?
Yeah, just the one. The
Yeah,
stud.
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, he is a good-looking dude.
As he was just throwing down dunks.
Yeah, I mean, ridiculous. That guy is super talented. Love
At the
watching him
All-Star
play.
getting action.
Maybe Western Conference Finals for him.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Hot in more ways than one. Anthony Edwards. My not hot is Canadian curling. I think the most obvious play that anyone could have here if you've been watching the Olympics. The guys look like a bunch of brats when he's like basically making an excuse. Swedish guy goes and says, we'll pull up the video for you. And the Canadian guy ignores that point and just starts complaining about how the Swedes were breaking the rules. No. You've been touching the rock. We have 4 different videos of you doing it. And then the very next day, your female counterparts on the Canadian curling team do the exact same violation. I don't think it resulted in the exact same fiery exchange or maybe the exact same ruling. I know a rock was removed for the women in that part. But Canadian curling, the secret's out. You guys are not looking hot right now on a world stage. That's not hot.
It doesn't get more not than get caught cheating and like deny it and like everyone caught you. Like, oh, check the video,
And,
bud.
yeah, like as the video is playing of you clearly cheating. So congrats, Canada curling. You're not hot.
All right. So, for my hot, we kind of discussed it a second ago, staying in the Olympic Village. What wasn't staying in the Olympic Village were condoms. You had to get some shipped in emergency. So condom companies, you guys are hotter than ever. I mean, this was a huge weekend for you guys between Valentine's Day and the Olympics, which already this has been happening. They get a nice big shipment, overnight emergency shipment to get there in time for Valentine's Day. And I'm just happy that everyone's, being safe, being responsible.
Yeah.
Me too. You know what? Also, condom companies, hit us up. We love to spread the safe word.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
if you'd like to partner with us, we'd be more than happy
we'll
to
spread the word. We'll spread some
wrap
other
it up.
things. There you go. We'll spread the word. Slick will spread something else, but not spread disease. We won't spread that. So be safe, guys. Choose love and choose it responsibly. So my who's not? It's got to be the Swayman. We haven't talked about this.
He's been catching not strays. He's been catching to the dome.
Yeah, I mean things are great for the U.S. right now because we just went 3-0. But like we can't overlook this Saturday game. Now I was shocked that I thought just like the Four Nations, it was going to be a Hellebuck, Ottinger, 1-2. Somehow Swayman creeps his way into the second slot and lets in 3. All 3 goals were terrible and should have been stopped. One of them he looks like a Mighty Ducks goalie from
Bad.
the movie. Lets in a wrister, not even a slap shot, a wrist shot from the red line. That was just a dump.
Did you see
in.
the camera angle though?
Yeah, he tried. He handcuffed himself.
It
went into
this well area where you could see that like you couldn't really see. But yeah, you're right. Like he could have just been like, oh, I'm gonna like do this. Like, but instead he tried to do like this.
Yeah,
and
he
it
caught
was-
himself
There's no
off.
telling that camera angle is exactly how it looked for him too. Like he could have clearly
He
seen
looked
that.
like when you're
Clearly
young
didn't,
in
though, I
youth
guess.
hockey and a guy's a new goalie. Lots of times they'll be afraid to use their blocker and they'll just want to
yes,
catch everything.
Cross.
It looks like he was doing that. Not good. Honestly, I'm not happy with the USA coach either with the minutes Tage has been getting. So I'm going to lump Mike Sullivan in with him too. But yeah, it's been my who's not.
Swayman.
We got a huge week ahead. This will be the beginning of the end of the Olympic action. I think it ends middle of next week or early next week. But men's hockey will be slated for, I believe it's Sunday morning at 8 a.m.
8 a.m. gold medal game.
Slick can't wait.
Yeah.
That's
On a Sunday.
Sunday morning too.
Let's get there first. Let's take care of business in these playoff games before we get to that gold.
Okay,
But yeah,
not
Sunday,
getting
8
yourself,
a.m.
not giving yourself a reason to crash out. So why don't we check in with the Trainwreck Sports Crash Outline, brought to you by William Mattar Law Offices. Don, I heard we have a little action.
Yeah, we got one call. Someone just calling in to say hi. I don't know if I'd say it's a crash up, but let's bring it up.
Let's hear what we got.
Sorry. What's up? So go Bills, first of all. Second of all,
All right,
go Bills.
priorities.
And third of all, go Bills. I don't really have a crash out. I just, thought to call and, do that sort of thing, All right, man.
Guy, real chill call.
Banditos won. Sabres haven't had a loss in, a week plus. Not a lot to crash out about.
Yeah, but
Nothing new in the Joe Brady sphere.
no, I mean, we got the
The
Tyreek
Bradyverse?
Hill news, and some people are going back and forth on Instagram. One person saying, what he said, go get Tyreek Hill. Other person says, nah, he's washed. So let us know your thoughts if you should get him or if you got anything to crash
Do
out
you guys
about.
have your eyes on anybody in free agency? We were talking about Rashid Shaheed.
That's an interesting one for sure.
Mike Evans, the name floated by
he's
Matt
free
Beauvais.
agent too.
It's going to be valued around 12 to 13 million.
Oh, see that
Could be
that
a
might-
good way. It could be a good way to get a vet in the building to teach some of the younger guys.
I agree. It looks
Mike Evans
feels like
working
a
with a
bit,
Keon could make sense.
feels like a bit much. I agree, but he is a little older. I don't know. We'll have to see what's out there otherwise as well. It's funny because all the scuttlebutt up until now has been about everyone that isn't a free agent. So now that we're here, it'll be interesting to see
Are you guys Josh Palmer believers going into next year?
if he can stay healthy. Yeah,
Yeah, maybe. I see George Pickens might be available
George
too.
Pickens.
I would love that. I would love
George
I think
Pickens.
someone said though that they were going to use their franchise tag on Pickens.
that's what I
Like the
thought. Yeah,
Cowboys.
it wasn't exactly a cut and dry case.
I don't know what's going on, but yes. I mean Pickens and
That would be phenomenal.
Dak Prescott was an awesome home last year in fantasy football for sure. But yeah, we got a big week ahead, and then maybe we'll be partying for those games. We'll see how it goes, but things are getting warmer. Things are heating up, boys. Getting closer to March, and we'll just keep on marching on.
Yeah, can't wait. And pretty soon, the Buffalo bracket.
The Buffalo bracket
Guys.
is on the horizon.
It's that time. So, we always hear, how could you not include so and so? How is this person not in? Now's the time. Now is the time to nominate who you want to be in there. Get your voice heard before the showdown happens.
I
So-
heard that the selection committee is having their first meeting pretty soon.
Yep, things are going to be shaping up, so it'll be very interesting to see. I think discussions this year have been for a play-in round to be added,
Oh my goodness.
as well as maybe some extras. So stay tuned for that. A lot of excitement. Going to be brought to you by our friends literally on this show from Salino Plumbing and William Mattar on that end of things. But super excited, boys. Huge shout out to Alec. Take care. Nick in production just decided he was done. He decided his train stopped halfway through. So
Once he sees the ship set sail
Yeah.
off into the water and the
Yeah.
horizon, he just waves it goodbye.
that's very fair. So you can have very fair. Don doing a great job for us in the
All
Saddle?
day, baby.
No,
All
on the
day.
ones and twos. On the ones and twos. I was working from behind.
And the
Saddle, ones and twos.
ones and twos.
You're on my left, as always, making it happen. We got a huge second half of February ahead, and we're looking forward to a huge week ahead, and obviously a big rest of our Monday. So let's go ahead and have a good day now.